Welcome and thank you for joining me. I'm Jerry Oginski, a New York medical malpractice and personal injury trial lawyer practicing law here in the state of New York. Today's video tip is about unrecognized bowel perforation during surgery. What is it? Well, exactly what it sounds like. Unrecognized means that they didn't see it at the time of surgery. A bowel is the contents of your feces, where it goes, inside your abdomen. Perforation means that a hole has been made and the doctor has failed to recognize that. Well, why is that dangerous to you? It's dangerous because when the contents of your bowel leak out into the abdominal cavity, they can cause significant problems. They can cause infection, they can cause an abscess, they can cause a collection of fluid which can be infected to leak out to areas that it should never be. So what occurs? Typically the patient will have significant complaints of abdominal pain. They will have tenderness, they will have swelling, they will have an inability to eat, maybe they'll have vomiting. And usually what happens is that they will contact their doctor after the surgery to complain about these problems. And the reason I get called is because the doctor tells them, he brushes them off. The proper thing to do is to get the patient back into the office to examine them and take them back to the operating room to evaluate a tender and acute, it's known as an acute abdomen. Once the doctor finally recognizes that you have a bowel perforation, a hole in your bowel that was unrecognized, they have very few options. In all likelihood, you're going to have a bowel resection, which means that the part of the bowel that has the hole in it is going to have to be cut off. And the two ends from where that bowel has been cut are now going to have to be put together. That's known as an end-to-end anastomosis that gets tied together so you have one continuous tube or loop of bowel. The problem is that in order for that loop of bowel to heal, your digestive tract has to have an exit so that your digested food goes out somewhere and that the feces that you've created can exit. Because if it's allowed to go through that tube that is now healing, it will never heal. So that's known as a colostomy. So you will have a bag and a tube and literally a hole with the contents of your bowel coming out, going into a bag that must be changed on a frequent basis. You will hear many doctors and defense lawyers say that creating a hole in the bowel during the course of surgery is a known risk of the procedure. Many times that's true. This becomes the case when the doctor has failed to timely recognize during the course of surgery that a hole has been made, and now you suffer the significant indignity of having tremendous complications, infection in your abdomen. You have to be surgically opened up and have to have part of your colon resected and removed, and now you have the indignity of having a colostomy while you heal. And that's it for today's video tip. I want to thank you for joining me. I'm Jerry Oginski. Have a great day.